Here's the story. If you own an Amazon Kindle, 32-year-old Mariana Vieira owns a Kindle. She lives in Brazil. And last Tuesday, she was packing for vacation. Like Chris Kelly's wife, she wanted to read on vacation. So Mariana took her Kindle off of her bookshelf and decided she'd charge it up for the trip, which worked. That worked fine. But when she tapped her device, now I've never held a Kindle. I think I've seen them in stores, but I've never held one. But when she tapped it, ants came out. Ants.
Why?
I've seen the photos. They're gross. I mean, there's no mistaking ants in her Kindle. Now, that would have been bad enough. But then she started getting notes on her phone from Amazon saying, "Congratulations on your new book purchase." The ants were buying books. God. The ants were in the guts of the Kindle buying books. One by Isaac Asimov and another by Eduardo Giannetti.
Well, good taste.
Agree.
Like foreign authors?
Asimov, sure.
So she only found out after she got the notifications on her phone congratulating her on her new ebooks. To their credit, Amazon has canceled the sale of both of the books.
Who would have thought?
So one of Mariana's friends said, what you need to do is put your Kindle into a Ziploc bag, tie it up, seal it, then put it in the freezer.
And that will kill the ants. Kill the ants. Would it not hurt the Kindle?
She said it worked. Amazon says don't ever put your Kindle in extreme hot or extreme cold.
Yeah, right. Well,
but it worked for her, she said.
Seems like just sealing up the thing they'd stop breathing.
Or they'd come. Yeah, they'd be all over the bag instead of in the Kindle. At least you could get it out after a week after they die. You know? Unbelievable.
Isn't that great?
That's the whole thing. I saw a moment ago. We were talking about what's taking over. This was in Texas. James Vanderbeek has moved to Texas, the actor. And he was on last week ranting.
Big city, farm country?
I don't know where he went. Anyway, he moved from California to a rural area in Texas. And he says the one thing he hates most is the fire ant because they're all around him.
As somebody who recently moved to Texas from California, I didn't move here to try to recreate California. I moved here because I really like Texas. So therefore, I'm very hesitant to speak ill of anybody who was here before I was. However, fire ants. I hope they get stung in their eye by other fire ants, and I hope they have to deal with the itching and the pain and the little pussy boils that come afterwards. Man, just stay in the dirt. You don't need to crawl across a concrete patio into my sock and sting me. You don't need to go into my bed. You don't need to go into my kids' clothes. You're dead. I'm killing you now.
This is apparently a problem.
He's lashing out.
Yeah, totally. He gets in. They get in his socks. They get in his shoes, and they sting you. Apparently, that's a big problem in Texas with fire ants during the heat. That we've had.
And they're red.
Yes,
that's why they call them that.
Awful.
I thought it was because the bites burned.
I think they're red ants.
So bad. The other day we had a bird bath go down in the front yard.
My God,
I don't want to talk about it. I didn't want to make it about me.
Wind?
I guess it's been like 6
overweight birds.
It's been a long time.
Fat birds?
It's been a long time. It actually had been down for a while. Like the top of it had flipped off. So the steak was still there, and my wife said you need to go out there and fix that bird bath. And I mean, it was in like a little wooded area. And for months, I've been saying,
the little meditation garden?
Yeah, we have a meditation garden, like most people. And she's like, get the bird bath. So finally, I said yes. And when I picked it up, now very, very heavy concrete.
It seems cement.
Cement, yeah. And when I picked it up, 10,000 little piss ants crawl right at my arm.
Oh.
I mean, and I just like, because I'm holding them. Mama. And I said, Mama. But I put it down. I kept my calm. I put the bird bath onto the stake, and then I just was like raking ants off.
So you could have jumped into your pool.
I know I don't have a pool, but
they just got to hose off.
God, that was awful. And then I felt them on me all day when they weren't there.
Of course.
Well, I noticed you scratching your arm when Vanderbeek was talking. Kevin.
Yes, it was awful. It was absolutely awful. That was a terrible. And they weren't just little pea ants. They weren't even these fire ants.
Did you fix the bird bath? I did.
Where's the calamine lotion?
What'd you do with it?
The bird bath?
Yeah.
Just left it where it was. What do you mean?
I didn't know if you're going to throw it away or.
No,
it's back on its pedestal.
It's back on its pedestal.
Oh, you put it back on the stump?
Oh, I did. I got it back on the stump. Yeah, and it's so heavy. I can't imagine how it fell off in the first place.
Did you inherit that bird bath with the home, or did you bring with?
I am inherited.
Definitely inherited.
Yeah, he didn't pay for something like that.
Yeah. You're not the type to sit out and be like, look at the birds bathing.
No.
Yeah, let's help the birds. No.
Listen, I hate to be. I know I'm a city guy, not a country boy, but when I think of bird baths, all I think of is mosquitoes.
I know.
Yeah.
Because the water is so still.
I know, and it
just turns green.
And green, it's
well,
algae.
You're right. But A-Train.
I don't find them attractive.
A-Train likes it, and it's sitting in our meditation garden. And I said, okay, well, you can keep it whatever you want. We got a hummingbird feeder too, and she likes that too.
Those will bring on the bugs too. You get ants in that.
Big time. It's a sugar water. Is all that is.
You don't put dye in it, do you? You don't turn it red.
No,
You're
actually.
not supposed to do that. It's bad for them.
Oh, I heard you had to make it red.
No,
Well,
they don't give. They can't see it.
But it keeps some predators away, right?
well, the feeder itself is red.
Well, that's okay.
That's what they're. From what I understand, it has to be red.
That's the color they see.
That's what they see. But the solution inside is clear. Yeah,
Right.
but ours is red.
What does it taste like?
Very sweet.
When he can't find a cookie, he drinks sugar water.
Man, sometimes I just hang on.
Dad's at the feeder again.
Oh my god, makes me hyper.
Yeah. What's that called? Simple syrup?
Buzzing around.
Heart's beating like a rabbit.
Sweeter than I expected.
You know what Chris Demm says? When you eat from the feeder, turn it upside down.
Yeah, to get
that
the sugar
it hits your
granules.
taste buds.
That's right.
Pro tip.
Lee, you're talking about fire ants. Go ahead.
Yeah, years ago I was doing some mowing for my parents. I'd gone to visit, and down at the end of their driveway where the culvert ran through, I'm standing on one side mowing down and up, in this little valley.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't realize I was standing in a bed of fire ants, and so those things were way north of the knees, and they started biting me.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Oh.
Needless to say, the mower was forgotten. I started stripping, and I was very sick that night. Headache, just nauseous.
Yeah.
My legs were,
They're awful.
they looked nasty.
They say they're just terrible. Yeah.
Now, is that something like your
They are. It hurts.
like
I
the
bet.
professional exterminators take care of that? I mean, that's part of their job, right? You would think.
Well, you get them out of the house, but I mean, in the yard, they'd still be there, right? I mean, they'd still be out.
Yeah.
I'd guess.
I mean,
Keep them a little distance away from the house, but they're
Yeah.
still going to be.
It's one of those things where the country folk would say, just pour gasoline down the hole or something.
Maybe. How did you treat your? Well, first of all, how did you treat your bites? Did you have to put calamine lotion on it or something?
I did calamine lotion and took Tylenol and just didn't wear anything on my waist or below for a couple of days.
My goodness.
Dave is turned on.
Yeah, I say,
Go ahead,
any time of year, that's fine.
Go ahead and email Dave. on
Summer
it.
or not.
Thank you, Lee.
And you cut the grass like that?
I'm sorry. Yeah, she kept cutting the grass. I am so sorry that happened.
that sounds awful.
It was terrible. Yeah.
Misery.